Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for some epic surf news. I'm here today. I've had a little bit of a bumpy start, so hopefully third time's a charm. And I'm going to bring it to you today. I'm going to try. I mean, we just wiped out 2 times, but after that, I think you sorted out the rhythm of the ocean. So everybody, thank you for joining today. And if you came from Instagram from today's earlier post or Facebook, thanks a lot. Glad to see you here. Let me get a little bit of surf flicks going for you behind the scenes too. Why not? Oh man, look at this. I got Roku going on. It's just follies, one folly after another today. So we're going to just roll with it. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 2 different things. We are going to talk about, get you over here to the library. And we're going to rock with that. Let's see. Boom. Okay. So going on behind me, we're going to take a little extra delay there. That is basically some local footage that we did over the last couple months. So enjoy that while we're rapping about surf. So yeah, so today we're going to talk about 2 different things. We're going to talk about Kelly Slater's website and what he's doing in terms of the end of 2021 and going into 2022. And then also going to talk about surf photographers. That's a fun topic there. Definitely has some nuances to it. So today, basically I came back to Zoom. We tried to go live direct on YouTube and I had trouble sharing the screen. So apparently I've got to go use some other app, OBS, something of that sort. And we're just going to rock Zoom. I mean, that's how we know how to do it. So we're going to rock it that way for now. And if I can come on there later with OBS, then we'll do that. But so the downside to what we're doing right now is I can't really see the active comments online. So if you're online and you're commenting, definitely throw it on the comments because I'll probably get back to your comments later. But at this point, I'm going to fly into this a little bit blind. I can't manage 2 screens just yet. All I could do is talk surf at this point. All right, so here we go. We're going to share the screen here. All right, here we go. So this actually moved over a little bit more there. Let's go back here. So here we are, kellyslater.com, everybody. I mean, Kelly Slater, legend, doing all kinds of things these days. I mean, back in the day, you just were looking for his picture in the mag to see what he was doing, what his style was flaring up with. And at this point, Slater's, I mean, he's pretty much more of a businessman. I mean, he always has been, but I mean, at this point, he's definitely diversified his portfolio in terms of different ventures and entrepreneurship. So what's interesting is when you go to kellyslater.com, you know, he probably figured out something a lot of business people haven't figured out is have a simple website. Once you take on a bunch of automation and all these different things, fancy websites, oh man, you got people just beating down your door to charge you a bunch of money to put some fancy visuals up there or to get your database rocking in the background. So Slater, I mean, that's like a whole nother realm. So Slater's kept it simple. He's kept it focused and he's got a simple website. First of all, right, when you get there, as you just see right here, I mean, he's getting shacked. I mean, just huge, big old picture. Speaking about surf photographers, let's talk about Todd Glasser. I think that's who the photographer is for this particular image. So what he's featured is a big picture of himself, you know, doing what he does. And that gives web visitors the sense of credibility here. And Glasser here, I mean, gosh, this guy was in the lineup in the impact zone, just really trying to get it. And by the looks of this, it was a stormy day. And yeah, it was probably either that or early or late in the day. You can see Slater looks like a shadow. And so outside of that picture and that surf photography there, which is brilliant, Slater only has 2 other sections to his whole site. So the first one is his social media links. And as you can see here, he's got Instagram, which is, he's doing this thing on Instagram quite a bit. So if you want to find out what's going on with Slater in terms of a day-to-day heartbeat type of situation, Instagram, right? Everybody, you already know that. Facebook, that's there. I mean, you got to be part of it. Twitter, I don't know. I mean, I'm always questioning Twitter, but he's got Twitter there. And then his final social media link, which is an interesting shaping of that definition, is he's got World Surf League, right? So World Surf League is like hype. They're definitely social. They're definitely on media, and they're definitely pumping Kelly Slater all the time. And if we go to the next section, that's the segue. They're definitely intertwined with Mr. Slater. And so that's all I can scroll there down. But basically, right there, Kelly Slater Wave Company, right? So everybody knows about that. There's nothing else to be said about what's going on there. It's basically a man-made wave, Northern California, middle of nowhere, but cranks. Everybody wants to surf it. Not necessarily everybody wants to watch it all the time. I mean, that's pretty much what I hear on the street. That's what I hear online. And not taking anything away from Slater or WSL. I think they will perfect that wave, or continually perfect that wave over time. And that will include, probably more fancy visuals for the bottom contours, the surroundings and backgrounds. Nobody wants to see that train, but I mean, it takes time. It looks like they're filling in the blanks constantly, right? So at some point, this thing might look like an oasis. It might have a super quiet engine. Who knows? But that's definitely one of the first links available on his website where he wants you to go. So Slater keeps it simple. There's no text. I mean, it's basically images and icon links, right? So Kelly Slater Wave Company definitely wants to go there. I mean, you got to pay a premium to surf there. So I'd want you to go there, right? That'll help that go further as we go into the future. Of course, his other link there is Outer Known, right? That's his clothing brand. He's got a lot invested into that. He seems to believe in that whole area that he's going down, the path that he's going down. Sustainability, also word on the street, right? Super expensive. I don't own anything Outer Known, not because I don't like it. It's because I can't afford it, maybe, or maybe I can get some deals on some different surf brands or clothing in general, and it's cheaper than that for some reason. So I know also there, right? Slater is working on that, streamlining that. He is going to make that path work. It may not be at this moment for regular people like myself, but I'm sure he is going to get right in there and make it worth it for people to purchase clothing that actually helps, the global environment and scenario, even domestically. So the next thing there is Pottery Barn. Okay, so out of all the links, Pottery Barn has caught me by surprise. I mean, it will on here, it reads as PB teen, right? And so if I switch my screens up here, look at this. You go to Pottery Barn. How many of the bros have gone to Pottery Barn, bought this stuff, and either did or didn't tell their other bros that that's what they did? I don't know. And I use that word bros, I guess, probably very specifically. All you surfer women out there, I'm sure you've seen this. I hope you've seen it. Kelly Slater, he actually has a line of products within Pottery Barn or offered through Pottery Barn. And check it out. I mean, Slater's not going to spend too much time worried about the Bottas. You guys are going to figure out your thing or not. You want to be comfortable or not. You want to, sleep on the floor. Well, you can do it in style because look at that right there. If you had this set up and you brought over your date or your significant and you're like, we're going to sleep on the floor, but look at this thing. That thing looks amazing. So what a trip. Kelly Slater has all kinds of gear. You can get on Pottery Barn, look at, of course, a picture, but I'm just amazed by the gear he has on here. So some of these things look pretty cool, pretty reasonably priced in terms of Pottery Barn. So if you don't know about it, go check it out. If you leave a feedback review or you tell Slater, man, tell him you heard it from Pro Surf Blog. Pro Surf Blog's out here calling it like we see it. So, and I like the gear myself, I have to say, it's pretty cool. So there you go. Pottery Barn teen, or just Pottery Barn. I'm sure just look Kelly Slater up. You're gonna find it. Okay, so next one here is Firewire, right? Everybody knows Firewire. You love them, you hate them, maybe both. Maybe you love and hate Firewire. They've got some amazing product, amazing materials. Maybe because of where they come out of in terms of production, in local markets and how it affects that local markets. Interesting, right? Like, so I know the critics out there press Kelly Slater. They try to call him out because he's got initiatives like Outer Known, and at the same time, he's part of these foreign initiatives that seem to be, if not undermining the surf industry, definitely not leaving a good taste in the mouth of local surf industry in terms of the United States, which is where Kelly Slater's from, right? So, but if you put all that aside, right, everybody just put that out of your mind, forget about it. Just think about what's Kelly Slater doing though? Is there significance to it? Chances are yes. So I'm going to flip over here. Look at this. Firewire has fins. Fins designed, produced through, with, in collaboration with Kelly Slater. This time he's got the name right. Indoor fins. Oh my gosh, right? That sounds pretty sick. The price, kind of right in there. If you look at the fin market, depending on the deal you get, the location you're buying from, a good set of fins these days is what, 75 to 130 bucks right here. That's probably what you're typically used to paying. As you know, fins can make a big difference on a surfboard. If you got a surfboard that doesn't work out there for you, try some new fins on it. If you try new fins on it, don't get fins that look the same as the ones you got, because those aren't working. So try something new. Kelly Slater is going for some fins. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that these are compatible with Futures fins. And so Kelly Slater and other people in Hawaii, I don't know, people maybe spend the flat days or the off season going out there swimming on the reef and actually retrieving lost fins. And maybe a good amount of them are FCS because they have the new technology where they pop in and maybe they pop out too easy. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm more of a futures guy. So if you know anything about it, you have experience, put it in the comments below. Let us know. But basically, he's got these endorphins through Firewire. That's one of his initiatives and paths that he's investing time in 2021 going into 2022. Of course, Kelly Slater, Firewire surfboards, right? You got different designs. You got the Tomo inspired Cymatic. You got the sci-fi, right? So those boards are really popular out there. If people are going to break the union line, they definitely have a Slater board if that's what they're going to do. So pretty good product. Some people don't care for it, but I've seen some of these boards. They look pretty nice. All right. But so that's what Kelly Slater's doing. The last one, Breitling watches. So he's been rocking these for a minute, right? Super high-end watches are super nice. I mean, I don't know if I see this correctly, but check it out. 7,000 bones for this watch. Thing's super ocean heritage. I mean, like you got a whole like family tree behind this thing or something, right? Like, so, I mean, it makes you feel compelled, or it makes you feel like you got street cred just by dropping 7Gs. But aside from that, Breitlings are known to be pretty good quality. And this one is actually pretty stylish. So if you're a baller, right? Some of you are ballers, man. Some of you act like you're not ballers. You're ballers, bro. Come on. That van life thing, dude. So van life is a privilege for some people, right? All right. So that is the check-in for kellyslater.com. Everybody's talking about Kelly Slater. You want to see him do something amazing? He's got clips. He's putting them out all the time. You know, he's always startling the crowd on the beach. But this is his website, 4 social media links, 6 business ventures that he has going on out in the world right now. He seems pretty committed to all of them. They all definitely have ground. And he is moving and gaining ground all the time with them. So check out kellyslater.com. Check out these products. If they fit for you, Kelly Slater definitely has some stylish stuff. So, so we're going to flash back here, move back. Let's see if we can unshare this screen, everybody. All right, here we go. Stop sharing that. Whew. Man, that was heavy. Man, this is all like so new to me, right? Live surf talk. Oh my gosh. So anyways, thanks for hanging in there today. We'll see if we get this thing smoothed out more as we go. But every time you fall, just like some people up there, if you're doing surfing, you definitely have taken your spills. You definitely had fun on small days, and that's what we're doing today. By the way, the waves are small. Well, actually, waves aren't too small today. Probably a little more blown out. Just did a little tree check there. But early in the morning, it looked fun. So there's waves, although it's been very stormy in Southern California. Lots of rain, lots of runoff, and waves have been small for the most part. So if you're like me, you're taking a moment to get out in the world and handle other things like surf blogs, right? So the next thing I want to talk about before I go into some of the recent events in surfing is I want to talk about surf photographers. And it's a trip, right? Like, so if you're a surfer, if you're not a surfer, you're probably not familiar with the whole scene. But if you're a surfer, usually you just do your thing, right? You show up, you dress up into your wetsuit, you go out, you do your surf. Sometimes you know the surf photographers on the beach. If you're just a regular guy, you just do your thing. If you're like a ripper or like Taylor Jensen, Pro Longboard Tour, Filipe Toledo, World Tour competitor, then you might have come with your own photographers, or when you show up, they all know you're showing up, or they hear about it real quick and they show up. So you're used to dealing with it. You kind of keep a little side eye, you know, so you can keep the photographers in mind, right? Especially today, like all the surfers, everybody, you're always pumping stuff out. But yet, like, what's the trip is like, just like surfing is its own scene, is its own set of rules. I mean, they're not written in stone, but like there's etiquette, and especially for surfing, because it's never been, you know, dominated by leagues in terms of, you know, the amount that the sport is enjoyed. So, you know, so basically there's a whole scene in surfing. That's one thing. And if you're surfing, you understand that. And then with surf photography, it's like a different scene. It kind of follows along, works with surfing, and yet it has its own like little nuances to it, which are pretty interesting. So first of all, shout outs to all the surf photographers, surf videographers out there. Man, you guys are making this whole thing happen, right? Like you're helping people get stoked. You're helping surfers share what they're doing, not just in comps, because like comps, a lot of times it's a lot more of the most conservative surfing that's happening in competitions, right? Like people are making sure they do stuff that they can land and stick and pull off without falling. And sometimes in regular free surfs, I should say sometimes, probably most of the time, you know, when your mind's not worried about a judge or other people watching, you're just doing stuff and amazing things happen. You surprise yourself all the time. So, so it's an interesting thing, but nevertheless, surf photography exists. And what I noticed, so I play both sides of the field. I like to surf, and I noticed that there's surf photographers out there, and I'm out there doing it too. I want to take pictures and videos of other people surfing and having a good time out in the world. So I play that side as well. And so kind of in two different worlds here, right? Like in some cases, I'm actually just enjoying the sport of surfing. In other cases, I'm trying to capture the sport and capture for what I like to do, I like to capture like what's real, what's really happening. Sometimes that's better if the surfer or people don't even know that you're capturing it, because it's a real moment, right? You're capturing real moments. But so push past all that. Gratitude to the photographers. There's three things that I noticed, or I should say three groups that I notice out there. And if you're a surf photographer, or if you're a surfer out there, definitely put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think, how you see it. There's something that I don't bring up today, or if you want to validate something I'm saying, or if you want to offer some dissent and tell me that I'm not looking at it right, hey, all is fair. So what I noticed is three different groups, right? So there's guys like me. I surf, and maybe when I'm too tired or when I have time or I want to get surfing photos, videos. Then there's surf photographers and videographers. They don't really surf, but they grew up with surfers or live on the same block or connected with them, and they're, you know, maybe a younger demographic. So they're just part of their crew, or maybe it's just a friend, right? Like surfers have non-surfing friends. And so somebody might decide, hey, I'm going to pick up a camera and go hang out. And you're already hanging out. You might as well go do it at the beach. So that's another group of photographers and videographers that I notice out in the world. The third group is a group that doesn't surf at all, probably never grew up with surfers, doesn't know or didn't know much about surfing when they started taking pictures and videos of surfers. So those are kind of three distinct groups. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about each group. You know, nothing huge, but you know about my side. I'm surfer / video photog, not really photogs, mostly just video. And so what you see from me is a lot of stuff that either it was the not as good moment of the day for surfing conditions, because I already surfed, got out of the water, set up, and then start shooting, right? And so maybe the second best conditions, or at least second best conditions of what I was able to get to. Or sometimes I've surfed so much in a time period where I'm surfed out and I have to get a little rest going, and then I start to take videos on a day, maybe on the best conditions. So occasionally you will see that as well. So those are my best moments, right? So when I really sacrifice to get you that content. The surf brada who doesn't surf but hangs out with the surfers, those guys are probably getting you some of the best not only footage, best conditions, because they're hanging out with the boys and they're letting them pretty much 100% of the time get the good waves. And maybe they might surf after or get wet, but they're just super stoked to be there to capture those special times. And so the third group that I talked about was well, let me go back to that group. So the guys that hang out with the Bottas, grew up with them, don't surf, maybe surf a little bit, right? Because they're always there. They jump in the water, get wet. They only get the Bottas, right? Like there could be 100 other surfers out there. You're never going to get that picture from them or that video from them. They came with the Bottas. Maybe if they see somebody super spectacular while they're doing their thing, they're going to go get that too. But for the most part, you have to get the nod, right? So if the Bottas give you the nod, or they come with the crew, they'll let 100 rippers go by and they'll save their energy just to get the Bottas, right? So, hats off. The Bottas are stoked. Their crews are coming up because they got all the clips hitting everything, right? Reels, stories, TikToks, everything. So those are those cats. And by the way, at the end of this little segment, I'm going to give a couple shout outs or at least give you examples of some of these different people. And these are not by no means like 100% of what I'm trying to like generalize here. But nevertheless, I will give you what I think is going on over there in terms of who's doing work in my area. So the third group that I talked about, surf photographers never surfed, right? Like, so it's really a trip because like when I pull up to pull the camera out, right? That's who I'm seeing on the beach. Cause like probably wherever I'm at, the waves are good. And there's like one or two peaks where I'm trying to get people because I know that the wave conditions or quality is really good. So next thing you know, you're pulling up and there's like guys, sometimes there's somebody like right on your spot. Like we're like, not like your spot, like my surf spot. I mean, kind of, but like when you go surf somewhere, there's like a place in the water that you sit, like, where you get your waves at a particular wave. And so the same goes for shooting that wave. There's a couple spots where you want to sit, right? And so I noticed that sometimes people are sitting right where I want to be or close, maybe just, stretched out a little bit. And so usually you kind of pull up and you're trying to act like you don't like, you're not really giving attention to the other dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like just like surfing, but you're on the sand. It's dry. Nobody has a wetsuit on, right? And you're kind of like, yo, like, so there's like different, like, like, okay, that dude's that dude over there. Yeah. He's with that crew. He's with the beach. He's with the surf Bottas, right? Or there's that dude. He's got a freaking huge lens and he's not really a surf Brada, but some of the pros are down because they like that quality. They like that resolution when they get their picture taken, right? Or their video shot. So you kind of pull up. And so, yeah, so with all that, it's like its own scene, right? And then surfers are coming in and out of the water and they might talk to certain dudes, right? And not talk to other dudes. So, yeah, if you're just beginning surfing, you'll probably notice this. The more you get to definitely more renowned surf spots, you'll tend to notice that dynamic. But the one that like captivates me the most out of all those groups is the photographers that don't surf, right? Like, so that is amazing to me because like they may not really understand the science or the athleticism or the different nuances of surfing, right? But they're really good at what they do. And so those guys tend to have really high quality stuff. I mean, I can't take away from those guys. They tend to know their art probably better than the other two groups that I mentioned. So what I'd like to do though, is I like to point out a few things about these guys, right? So if you're coming to a beach and you see somebody shooting photographers, you might decide like, what kind of photographer are they? Which one are they, right? So the guy who doesn't surf, I mean, he's the easiest one to point out or to notice. So I'm not picking on you guys. You guys are, like I said, put out some of the best quality stuff, but you definitely are noticeable, right? So if you're one of these non-surf photographers who's really good photographer, here's a couple of bullet points for the rest of you guys to notice. The first thing that sticks out to me, right, is that they dress like bird watchers or bird photographers. They got that like navy green vest, right? They got the vest on. They got that big hat. It's almost like a lifeguard hat, but not quite the lifeguard hat, maybe a little different, maybe suede, right? Like suede. And then they got like cargo pants, a lot of times cargo pants, not necessarily even shorts, just cargo pants. I mean, because like cargo pants are probably made for photographers, right? You put your different gear in them and the hat and all that. So that is one of the things that sticks out to me. And so with that said, man, pros, so those guys are certain rippers and pros. You guys need to hook those guys up. Either give them some free gear, right? Because like, you know, there's some cool surf gear made for the same kind of weather and you don't stick out like a bird watcher, right? So there's a couple guys out there, Taylor Jensen, Brett Simpson, going up to Huntington Beach. Man, you guys got some great photographers, man, hook them up with some gear, talk to you. And part of it might be like, those guys like their gear, but you might want to talk to them a little bit like, yo, dog, you're at the beach, right? Like, you know, you decided a long time ago, birds was not your thing. Like that got you here, but now you're surfing, you're shooting surf, you're dealing with surfing conditions. And we're not little birds and stuff, dude. We're like it's a whole different thing. So that's all I recommend is, man, hook your boys up or talk to them and be like, yo, man, let's loosen up your style a little bit. All right. So there you go. The other thing about the non-surfing photographers is, you know, like bird watchers, man, they're looking for that special bird. They want that one that's real pretty, got a lot of colors on, bright wetsuit, flutters around with a cool pattern, right? So those guys, like, I mean, they're as awesome as they are. Again, you know, hats off, salute. But they only get the rippers, bro. They only get like the pros and rippers, like hipsters, sexy people. If you're a mediocre surfer like myself, if you're a beginner surfer, maybe even if you're a good surfer, but you're not like in mags, no one's going to pay for a picture, like no product brand. No one's going to pay for a picture, right? So those guys they draw the line, bro. They only want the really beautiful birds that are molting or that are in heat. I don't know, right? So that's also something that you'll notice. Community service, though, you know, with that said, the surf photographer that's the surf brada, he's like just growing up with you guys. The surf photographer that doesn't surf, you know, maybe you guys want to just get a few pictures of regular people out there and you see them, because like when surfers come in and out, it might be a beginner, it might be a mediocre surfer, you know, maybe take a little bit of discapacity of time to email or send a link to where somebody might see their shot of them. Hook people up. I think that surf photographers should spend more time donating their time, or at least a percentage of their time, to getting regular surfers or surf locals or members of the surf community that maybe are more disadvantaged. Maybe that's disabled surfers. Maybe that's surfers from inland. Oh shoot, man. Nobody hit me up for that. Nobody wants me to get love for the inland surfer, but get your Val, get your surf kook, your surf dad. Come on, brothers, hook it up, man. Hook up the whole community. Don't just turn your camera down and get the sexy people who might get you a paid shot or they get you the limelight. Spread it out, right? So those are the three groups that surf photographers, surf videographers that I see out there. Again, if you see something that you notice, put in the comment below. If I'm off base, man, let me know. I don't care. You can tell me what's up. If you're a surf photographer, you don't surf, and I got you all wrong, let me know. Put it in the comments. I don't care. Give you a shout out, right? So I'm going to wrap that up, though. I'm going to give some love right back to you guys, to all you surf videographers, surf photographers out there. Not all of you, a handful. So I'm going to throw in some right now. I'm going to give some shout outs. So the first person I'm going to give a shout out to is Fake Leg Photography. That cat, he's been rocking HB Pier for so long, been crushing it, putting in so many hours, getting legends like Brett Simpson and I mean, young kids, everybody, he's doing an amazing job, got amazing gear. I mean, his commitment is like pretty much untouched. So with that said, homie's been down south more. He's been over at Lowers fronting, taking pictures down there. I told him, and I told Brett Simpson, come on, man, move south, dude. Make your jobs easier. Get some good waves in the water, photog, out of the water, everything. Another person I want to throw a shout out, if you're a surfing photographer out there or surfer out there, Ghetto Zoom. Okay, I did a little collaboration with Ghetto Zoom. You can see one of his clips or some of his clips on our channel, Epic Surf News on YouTube. If you go search that, you'll find a couple of clips he sent to us. And we just kind of put them together and put some music, I think, to it, or he had music, put it out there. So you can see that, but definitely check him out on Instagram. He's also got a lot of commitment. On his days off of work, he's out there at Sano, setting up shop and putting down clips. I think Ghetto Zoom gets in the water too. I haven't seen it myself, but he does. I think he does get in the water. The third person I want to throw a shout out to is Josh Varela. Josh Varela's getting a lot of clips out of Oceanside and San Diego area. Check him out. I think most of his stuff is over on Instagram as well. And the last crew or surf videographer I want to give shout out to or let you know about is Log Wraps. Right. So those guys, he's rocking with his surf crew and they are getting a bunch of sick clips all over the place. Definitely Oceanside and San Diego area, but they're moving around. I mean, they're very mobile and they're putting everything to rap music, right? They got some bad words on there, right? Cover your kids' ears. They're saying some bad words on those songs, but they got some cool clips. I mean, they wiggled their way into WSL and the Surf Ranch and all this kind of stuff, right? So they're all over it. So those are the four different people out there in terms of Southern California that I think people should follow, subscribe to, check out their clips because they're definitely putting out some really good stuff, really creative, and putting in consistent time. Which is really awesome for surfers everywhere. I mean, even if you're not the subject of those clips, they're definitely very entertaining and probably help you perfect your own game. So definitely want to say thanks to all the surf photographers, all the surf videographers out there, even the ones I'm joking with. All of you guys, definitely stoked on it. Hope to see more of that kind of action in the future. So the last thing I want to go ahead and try to close out with, we got a little bit of a late start today with a couple technical difficulties, but I am going to share another screen here. And so I'm going to run through some of the posts that we did recently, and I'm not going to put a whole lot of time into it. just going to give those shout outs to everybody, give the references to links of content that, I think would entertain you or definitely interest you. So the first one here is this clip of Matt Berry surfing Oceanside. We shared that. It's on Epic Surf News on YouTube. I'm not going to play it here, but you should check that out. Matt Berry, local musician, and also runs a local surf school down at the Oceanside Pier. Maximum positive vibes. I think this cat's up in Mammoth right now snowboarding, because he's also like a snowboard instructor. I mean, dude's like a Renaissance man. So check out that clip of Matt. He's having a good time on some small waves. There's been a lot of small waves lately. Let's see here. I'm going to move on over. Katie Simmers in the news. I'm not going to spend time on that because you know what's up. Everybody knows she's ripping. New clip from our friend in Cornwall. This is Simon. He's out of the UK, and he does some amazing surfing. I mean, this guy's blasting airs, a variety of surfboards, and he's always geared up because it's cold out there. But you don't hear complaining from this dude, man. He's just getting his waves and enjoying the surf sessions. Trying to get him back on the show. Simon's been on the show in the past a couple times, and I'm gonna try to get him back on hopefully within the next week. If all works out, I'm gonna hook him up with another aerialist, and we're gonna get talking about airs. We're gonna need both of them because I don't have anything to offer you guys in terms of airs. Happy holidays right here, Southern California. This picture by Stephen Back, also past guest on Epic Surf News. Got the killer Christmas deco, and this is Carlsbad right here. Carlsbad's killing it with the deco all the time. Rock stackers. Oh, dude, Carlsbad has the top rock stackers. If you think you do at your beach, nah, bro. These guys are serious. So let's see. Let me scroll forward here. Gonna go over a couple more things going on. Oh, okay. So this is a trip right here. Ocean Beach, California, not the one in Northern California, the one in Southern California, San Diego. I think like states and places like they should not have the same name for a city. Isn't that? That's kind of weird, right? I always thought it was, because there's an Ocean Beach in NorCal that bombs as well. It's huge, right? And then there's this spot in San Diego, which is also a really good surf spot. So their pier has been smashed and pummeled for so long, they're going to rebuild it. Thing is just beat down. It's kind of a trippy pier too. I don't know if it's a optical illusion or what you see is what you get. Because if you go there, the pier's like, usually a pier just comes straight off the land and goes straight over the water. This one kind of looks like this. It kind of comes down and up, or I'm not sure what's going on with that setup, but it's definitely a very strange pier, really hard to shoot. The water comes up high on that thing too, so it could be super dangerous. You could get pancaked under that pier if you try to get ballsy and shoot it. So they're going to be rebuilding that thing or fixing it up. So we'll see what happens there. Cloud 9 got ravaged, right? I don't know much about that story. I haven't had a moment to look into it, but check it out. That's the inertia right there. They shared something. You can find some more info on what happened there. I think the little village got flattened, and sounds like an unfortunate situation over there. Dude, the Island Boys, bruh, running up on your surf spot. Dude, they just made a video at Kandai Villas, dude, claiming it. So I think they're coming to your surf spot. I don't know where you surf. Rockaways in New York. I don't know. Freaking Palm Beach, Florida. Lowers, HB Pier. But these cats, they might take over your spot. And look I joined them. I kicked one dude out. And look I'm right there. So now you know, bro. We're coming up on your spot, dude. Gonna take it over. Gear. I got a couple items on gear. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today, but Amazon.com/shop/ Epic Surf News. Hit us up over there. We got gear on there. Anything you get from the shop, or even if you go to the shop first and then go do your normal shopping on Amazon, we'll get credit for that. So hook that up. Right here, look at this. Battery operated pump for your 5-gallon water. All you van life guys, I told you, man, half of you guys, it's a privilege. So you're going to put water in there, good water, 5 gallons of it. You're not going to have like a little sprinkler, dude. You're going to have the full thing, right? Because you're going to drink water too and rinse your wetsuit down. So this thing right here, battery operated, just push the button, boom, pour yourself a glass of water on the road, on the beach. Yeah, hook that up. Okay, so this is a new thing right here. We're almost wrapping it up here, people, too. So Twitch. Dude, I love Twitch. Not gaming on there, although, you know, I'm not mad at gamers. I've done it, plenty of it. But Twitch for music, right? So if you're a surfer, you love music. And so one of the music audio contributors for Post Surf Blog in the original days, way back when, man, using music was hard. Like log raps? No. Back then, they couldn't even be a thing. You couldn't just use that music and use it. No. Couldn't make no money, couldn't do nothing. Might get punked, might get sued. I don't know. So log rap, when I first started doing this, log raps couldn't even exist, bro. That was not even a thing. So back then, DJ Getz, that's my boy. He's a DJ from back in the day. He's up on Twitch. He's just, you know, just here and there, but trying to see if we can encourage him to jam more. So Post Surf Blog, we set up our own channel on Twitch. You can find us on there /Post Surf Blog. You know how to do it. You guys are techie. You guys are young. You guys know what's up. So if you go to our channel, we put a handful of DJs where if they're playing live, you can just see their stuff on our channel if you're looking through like a browser, right? And otherwise, you can click those links and just go straight to their profiles and watch their stuff. So we just started on there, mostly as viewing. We haven't done any live webcasts on there, but that's probably in the future. For now, we're just listening to music, trying to support the music musicians out there in the world and DJs. So come to twitch.tv/Post Surf Blog, and you can find out a little more about what we're doing, follow stuff, listen to music with us. We might be popping off in the comment section. You don't know. So check it out, or go straight to DJ Getz right here. We're pumping that up. He's going to be jamming a few more times this month. All right, we're almost through there. Zoltan. Okay, look at this dude. What? Look at that. This guy is doing all kinds of kick flip, rotation, aerial stuff. So he's been on the show before too, a few times. I'm going to try to actually, if I can pair him up with Simon from the UK, we're going to have an epic podcast vlog on surfing airs, right? So keep your fingers crossed. We're going to try to make that happen. California. So that's where we're out of, California. Morro Bay, Central Cal, kind of NorCal-ish in terms of weather and everything else. A surfer was killed in a shark attack. And so that's an unfortunate thing. Condolences out to the family. But there's a lot of sharks up that way. It's known for that stuff. It's north of Ventura and Santa Barbara. So that's where a lot of the action starts. There's been more and more attacks, at least recorded here, than seems normal. And so they're on the rise. So look into that. They closed the beach down for about a day at least. Not sure what the deal is up there, but yeah, you might want to look more into that story. Happy holidays. I'm sure I might have said it earlier in this live feed, but happy holidays. This picture here by Joey Terraza. Thank you, Joey, for always having some killer content up there, tikis and ocean content. So there you go, everybody. That pretty much wraps up the day. That is a million and one things I was able to get out today after several follies, after several kooking it moments that I had on the first few attempts today. But I'm glad you made it in. I'm glad you made it back if you were there for those first attempts today. And hope to see you again soon. Be sure to check us out on our Amazon Surf Store. Check us out on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. Hit us up there. Definitely comment below. Share the link. Subscribe. I mean, there's a million things. Hit the bell. I mean, I need like a list to say at the end of every one of these things. I think the bell is probably the main thing right now. Right? There's like a little bell on YouTube. You hit that, and I think what'll happen is that if I go live, it'll tell you I'm going like this dude's live right now. Go get it. Right. So hit the bell. If you're already a subscriber, hit the bell. If you're not a subscriber, come on, bro. What are you waiting for? Just hit it up. Support the crew. This is all roots right here. So thank you, everybody. Look forward to seeing you next time. I'm going to stop sharing that screen for you. And this is it. We're all done. You made it. Cleared it. Came out of the barrel. You're there. Now it's just claim